What is up, guys? Today I went outside and bought an old computer worth 140 Canadian dollar and a RX 570 for $90. So what can you really get from your $230 budget computer? Time to find out. Let's go. So $230 Canadian is actually right about, I searched it up on Google, 163 US dollars. So this is what I got. The guy sold this for 140 Canadian dollars. So what we're getting is this is a 3 terabyte Western digital hard drive. We also got it's in there, but it is a 256 gigabyte of SSD solid state drive, 700 watt power supply. This one is an MSI, I believe, Z97 motherboard. It's a 1150 socket for Intel. We got a cooler master, CPU fan, and what else do we got? We got a DVD writer, and surprisingly we got a look at that. We got a Wi-Fi. This computer have a Wi-Fi, bro. This one have a fucking Wi-Fi. On top of that, the guy also gave us they gave us one free mouse and a keyboard, and both of them are from HP. So all of that total, plus a power cable, of course, an HDMI. The guy also gave us a DVI cable. So that's a lot of cables, guys. I just noticed we also have a USB 3.0 connected to our PCI connector, whatever that is. So that's $140 Canadian. And then we also picked up this graphics card. This one is an RX 570 GPU. So I'm not too sure if it works perfectly, but let's see what we got with our money, you know. Damn, this guy, man. So many thermal paste. Core i3 2100. Now we are going to put the Core i5 3470. Alright, so I just put this thing back on. Gonna take two of this out so we can put the graphics card in. And now we are slapping this RX 570 in here. If you hear some loud noises from the background, it's my wife, as usual. She's making a birthday decoration for, what's his name? Arman. So advance happy birthday, Arman. He's probably not watching this video because the kid is only a 2-year-old. So now that I actually just put in the graphics card, I just need to find a way to get the PCIe power from the power supply and put it into my graphics card, and we'll start installing the Windows 10 right after. Okay? Now it might take a while because the cables in here are like freaking nuts, bro. And this one has PCIe, but it's only 6 pins. Can you use 6 pins for a 4 pin? Let's search that up. So I just checked online and they actually have one in store, a 6 pin to 8 pin power adapter cable. So I think I'm gonna go that route instead of risking, I don't know, to just destroy this graphics card. Man, is there any cheaper one? I'm back. I haven't bought the converter from 6-pin to 8-pin, but I I read online that it should work fine even if I just have to plug in the 6-pin cable, so I guess I have to try it out. Let's see it for ourselves. Hopefully it wouldn't break our graphics card. Let's power this guy up. Let me just try to show you. Let's go power. What is that? 3 beeps. Does that mean it's about to explode? My monitor is not on, so I just turned it on. That's shit. That sounds like a bad news. That sounds like a bad news. I'm not gonna keep on trying. I think it's detecting that there's only a 6-pin connector connected to the GPU card, but it's expecting an 8-pin. So most people do is they actually put a pin, paper clip, plug it into the other 2 extra. Should I try that? Should I try that thing? Hey guys, we are back with a with a paper clip. It's from online. They said just put two pins in here. Power. Oh shit. Guess what? It didn't work. So what I'll do is I'm just gonna remove the graphics card for now. Okay, turning it on without the graphics card. Oh shit. So that didn't work out. Maybe it's the CPU? Because we replaced it earlier? Nah. Yeah, this CPU is dead. Anyways, let's go back to the Intel i3. Anyways, hopefully the graphics card will work, because if not, fuck. So we just plug that in again. And we're back to this monitor. Power on. Oh. What is that? The fan is actually heating. Am I getting something? So I just put the 2 pins. The 2 right there. The 2 paper clips. It's not liking it. So let me try to remove the GPU out and test the computer without it. Yeah, so we heard that beep, so that means it's working fine. Yeah, it's booting up normally right now, so what I'll do is I think there's only one way to test this one out, so I'll swap my graphics card from that guy. Try this graphics card out. Just want to make sure it's working. Mother father. So that actually took me a while. So here's the problem. I think when I plug in the RX 570 into the older motherboard, the motherboard is actually not reading my GPU, so it's giving me trouble. So what I did is I literally swap out my RX 570 to my computer, and it works fine. So I realized maybe because it is an older motherboard, I might have to update its BIOS so it can support the new GPUs right now. But as you can see, well, you cannot see right now, but what I did is I used my older graphics card, because what I'm only using on my on this computer is an old NVIDIA GTX 970. So I'm like, oh wait, that is an old GPU, so if what I'm thinking is correct, so it should work. So I plug it here, turn the power on, and boom, look at that, we are now on desktop. So I don't know, should I switch my GPU, because Because the Aorus RX 570 on my computer looks awesome because it has an RGB lighting. But performance-wise, they're pretty much on par. I searched it up, and the 570s actually have 9% less performance than my GTX 970. But we'll see. So right now it's break time. Me and my wife's probably heading out and eat somewhere, and we're gonna get back to you guys. I will try to update the BIOS on this old motherboard and plug the Aorus 570 back in and see how it goes. Alright, peace. Okay guys, a little bit of an update. So I finished swapping out the GPUs, and so what I did is actually updated the motherboard, downloaded it from my main PC, update the BIOS on this guy right here. I literally just put in the graphics card back into it, so you can see the Aorus RX 570, and we'll try to see if we're gonna post. Oh, I see some. Finally works, guys. People behind the cameras, it's working. So basically, yeah, it's just an old freaking BIOS on this. I checked the version, it was like 100 years old. So at this point it's already pretty good now. All I need to do right now is update this one into a Windows 10 instead of this old freaking Windows 7 to Windows 7. I'll be back tomorrow, guys, and we'll be testing some games and see how this 230 Canadian dollar computer performs. Alright? Okay, so here we go, guys. We are going to be testing Call of Duty. There's one thing I noticed on this build. Since we didn't bought this PC together with the graphics card, so I know for a fact that the graphics card is actually bottlenecking because our CPU is way too weak. It's only an Intel i3 20-something hundred, one of those first CPUs in the market. So I'm not expecting much on this one. Let's try to put everything on low. Let's see what we can get. Very low, low, low. Okay, fine. I thought it's already game. Oh my god, look at those graphics, all low.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Yes, closing in fast. Get to the safe zone.
Oh, I think someone's beside me.
Targets are up. Get to work. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Damn, there's like 55 FPS, man. Shit. Let's try to put it on medium setting. Oh shit, I suck. Fuck, I fucking suck at this game. So let's move the settings down to... Let's go normal. Particles. I don't know, let's just put high on that.
Fight to early redeployment.
Shadows. Let's go medium shadows.
You're up next, mate. Get ready.
Okay. So let's try to run it on medium. So I know on low it was like around 60 something
You return
FPS.
to the front line. You lose, your fight is over. You're up, soldier. Now go sort this fucker out.
Wow. Okay. So the graphics right now, it's actually not that bad, but we are still 60 FPS. But anyways, what am I supposed to do in here, yo? Oh shit, what's happening? the game just fucking froze. Oh my god, shut down. Okay guys, so that is what we got with a, well, how much is that? 140? It's around 200-ish dollars Canadian. And that is what we got. We actually, the graphics card is not that bad. As you can see, we can well, it crashed, so I guess it's actually not that good. It is because the graphics card is actually bottlenecked by the CPU. The CPU is actually pretty low. Remember I told you last time that the guy gave us an Intel i3 that comes in with the motherboard, but then he also gave us an Intel i5 to upgrade with. But apparently that CPU is dead, so I cannot use that right now. If I have to do something about this, is that I have to upgrade the CPU so it wouldn't gonna be bottlenecking the GPU, because when I search it up on the bottleneck calculator, I know it's not that accurate, but it's like it's bottlenecking the GPU by 50%. So technically what we saw earlier was only 50% of the performance of the graphics card. So yeah, that's what we got. So that's it. Thank you so much guys for watching. That is what a $230 Canadian looks like, or I don't know how much that is in US. But that's it. The next one we're gonna be the Intel i5 4670K with the RX 570 that we bought for like $70. No, $100 I think.